Welcome into the Ravens Rundown, powered by Chat Sports. Tyler Jones here with you. So glad to have you with us. Coming up on today's show, got a lot to talk about, including some news in regards to a visit of a very big-name free agent wide receiver, DeSean Jackson. I'll tell you about that in just a second. Also, we have overreactions from all across the internet on the Ravens' loss to the New York Giants on Sunday, plus an injury update as well on your Ravens. We begin with DeSean Jackson, as the Ravens will have a visit from DeSean Jackson coming up on Tuesday. Jackson is a free agent, and the Ravens obviously are in big need of help at the wide receiver position. Here's the update from ESPN NFL insider Adam Schefter this afternoon. Veteran free agent DeSean Jackson is scheduled to visit the Ravens on Tuesday. His agent Drew Rosenhaus confirmed at 35, Jackson wants to continue playing. So, with that, what does DeSean Jackson have left in the tank at this point? Well, he was a three-time Pro Bowler back in 2009 and 2010 and in 2013, and he holds the NFL career records for touchdowns of 60 or 80 yards or longer. Pretty impressive. He has certainly been a big, deep threat over the years in his time in the National Football League, and he's been around as of late, playing not only for the Eagles in Washington, Tampa Bay, but most recently with the Rams and with the Las Vegas Raiders. Now, the numbers on DeSean Jackson are not near what they were several years ago. As you can see, last year he tallied up just over 450 yards receiving and about 2 touchdown grabs. And 2020 and 2019 weren't anything to write home about, but 2018 he tallied up 774 yards and 4 touchdowns. So does he have anything left in the tank? Probably not, but the Ravens are going to see if he's worth bringing in. They're going to give him a workout and try to figure things out from there. So with that, DeSean Jackson, we know that he's had a really good career at this point, but he is older, 35 years old, and spent a long time since he's played at an elite level. Should the Ravens sign DeSean Jackson? What say you? Let me know in the comments section if the Ravens should bring in DeSean Jackson. You might get an ad break. If so, take advantage of it. Get your votes in. Type S for sign. Type P for pass if you would bring DeSean Jackson to Baltimore. Now it's time for Overreaction Monday here on the Ravens Rundown, where we scour the internet with what people had to say about the Ravens' loss. And the first one that popped up was about Lamar Jackson not having that guaranteed money and that contract that he wanted so badly this offseason, and ultimately they couldn't come to terms and get a deal done. And a lot of people were pointing to that a performance like the one that Lamar had this weekend is why he doesn't have the guaranteed money and why he won't get that guaranteed money. That was the belief of a lot of folks out there, including Ryan Clark of ESPN, former NFL player and now an analyst for the mothership. This is what he had to say, period. If Lamar wants $230 million guaranteed, he can't do that, referencing what happened at the end of the game in that fourth quarter. He can't convince them to pay it. His mom can't convince them to pay it, and I can't talk them into it. Can't freaking happen. And he's referring to his mom working as his agent. I don't think he was trying to get too personal in all of this, but nonetheless, Ryan Clark and others making their case known. And look, I think it's a reach to say that a performance like Sunday is the reason why the Ravens might be hesitant to give him the guaranteed money. For me, I think it's the issue of how long Lamar can play to his style and do this for a long time for that guaranteed money. Look, everyone has a bad outing every once in a while, and we've seen Lamar Jackson have some moments this year where he's looked like an MVP, and others like yesterday where he didn't play so great. So I think it's a reach to point to one game and say, this is why he shouldn't get paid this amount of money or why he hasn't gotten it. But I get where Ryan Clark and others are going. I just think that's a bit of a reach. Does Lamar deserve guaranteed money? of what we're talking about, the $230 million, that range. Has he earned that yet? Let us know in the comment section if you think he should get that money, if he deserves it. If so, type Y for yes. If not, type in for no. Let me know one way or the other how you feel. Y for yes, in for no, if Lamar deserves that type of money. Get a great deal that we're offering viewers of the Ravens Rundown. It is our T-shirt and hat combination for just $29.99 while supplies last at chatsports.com/Ravens combo. You can see you can be rocking with your flock out representing the Charm City with that T-shirt and hat. Looks really good at a great price, too, just under $30. Get yours today, chatsports.com/Ravens combo while supplies last. The next overreaction, the Ravens have to trade for a wide receiver now. Now, where I say this is a overreaction, where I think it's a little bit of a bridge too far, it's on the right track, but not necessarily all the way there. I think the Ravens do need to add a receiver, whether that's in the free agent market for a guy like DeSean Jackson, or whether it's Odell Beckham Jr., somewhere like that. Free agency trade, one way or the other, to me, that's where I'm going, where I'd say, yes, the Ravens do need to add something, but I wouldn't necessarily say it has to be a trade, per se, to find that other option for the Ravens. You look at the statistics, and they were not good for this receiving corps. Obviously, this team missed Rashad Bateman badly. The numbers with Bateman out were just awful from this receiving corps beyond Mark Andrews. Mark Andrews was great. 7 catches, 106 yards, and a touchdown. But, I mean, the rest of the receiving corps, you could have just put them on a milk carton. Because they were just missing. I mean, they were nowhere to be found, this group was. Isaiah Likely, D-Rob, Oliver, Duvernay. I mean, these guys were just ineffective. And someone else is going to have to step up, because if they don't, there's plenty of other options out there. We've done the breakdowns here of wide receiver trade options that are available, and whether it's free agent options, somebody out there the Ravens are going to have to pick up, because this that you're seeing on your screen here, all of this, that's not going to fly. That's not good enough for this Ravens team, I can tell you that right now. Number 3 on Overreaction Monday. Time to hit that panic button. Woo, woo. I mean, I got to tell you, when you blow leads the way the Ravens have, here's the stat for you. The Ravens have more blown 10-point leads in the second half in 2022. That's 3 total. Than Lamar's entire career combined before this year. 31-2. That's a problem. Okay? That's pathetic. That's a problem. I would say the panic button is on right now, because even though the AFC North is not great right now, you look at things and you say, if you can't figure out how to win football games now in the clutch, why on earth would you believe that you were going to do it in the playoffs anyway? Yes, the goal, obviously you're trying to get to the playoffs first, and you still have a good chance to do so. But as far as coming in and playing well, getting yourself at your best position possible, this team is showing vulnerability down the stretch to not win those close games that you have to do. You don't want to just get to the postseason. You want to be a threat. And right now, this Ravens team, with the way that they're giving up these close games, down the stretch here, sure, they could still make the postseason, but they don't look like a serious team that's going to be able to win playoff games if they can't get this together. Here's what Ronnie Stanley said on the loss to the Giants on Sunday. He said, when you are your own biggest enemy, that's really something that can frustrate anyone. We know how much talent we have on this team. We're going to pull it together. That's kind of frustration that everybody has. I mean, look, the Ravens are better than what their record indicates, okay? I mean, this is the best 2-3 football team I've seen in the league. We'll do our power rankings on Chat Sports here later on, and I'll still have the Ravens, a decent amount for what their record is, but something's got to change. There needs to be a wake-up call. Something has got to go different for this group going forward. So be honest with me. How worried are you about the Ravens right now? With their inability to finish football games, are you in panic mode? I think it's time to be alarmed, at least. Panic mode, what say you? Let me know in the comment section. Be honest with me right now. Where is your worry meter with this Ravens team? Scale it for me, 1 through 10 in the comment section and let me know. We are covering this Ravens team each and every day here on the channel with nonstop Baltimore Ravens coverage, the latest news, rumors, trades, free agency, and more. If they bring in DeSean Jackson, you know we're going to do a video right here on the channel. Subscribe now, turn on notifications so you never miss a moment of the Ravens Rundown. YouTube.com/RavensTV. Okay, next overreaction, our last one, start Kenyan Drake. It's an interesting idea, but I think that's an overreaction to this extent. I liked what I saw from Kenyan Drake. Don't get me wrong, he was really good. 10 carries, 119 yards, and a touchdown. He had a breakout performance. J.K. Dobbins wasn't great, but was dealing with some issues in his knee, and he's being checked out. We'll have more on that coming up later in the week. John Harbaugh didn't make it seem like it was that big of a deal. But nonetheless, J.K. Dobbins is still your best running back. It was a good day from Kenyan Drake, and it was great to see him break through after we haven't seen much of him to start the season. I liked what I saw from him, and it was a relief to see somebody run the ball well, not named Lamar Jackson. Look, you got to have help. Lamar is going to get himself hurt if they continue to make him be the one piece in this run game. Whether it's Drake, whether it's Dobbins, whoever it may be. Dobbins is your best back, but it's got to be by committee. Hopefully you get Gus Edwards back here soon as well and keep this train going as far as I'm concerned. Kenyan Drake, I wouldn't necessarily start him, but he, based on his performance, earned the right to get more playing time as far as I'm concerned. Before we go, a quick injury update on Morgan Moses, the Ravens starting right tackle. He left Sunday's game in the first half with a heel injury. This is what head coach John Harbaugh had to say when speaking to the media on Monday. Morgan Moses does not have a serious injury. He could have come back and played in the game. I expect him to be practicing sometime this week. So with all the scares the Ravens have had injury-wise this year, that's very good news to know that Morgan Moses is going to be A-OK based on what happened there. Remember, the way he was sent off the field and all that, it did not look good, but looks like things are heading in the right direction. So before we go, real quick, want to show some love to Morgan Moses. Let's see him get back out in the football field soon. If you want to see Morgan Moses back out there, type 78 to show some love, some support for Morgan Moses, and hopefully we see him in the next game for the Ravens coming up this weekend. As always, you can follow me on social media, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, everything in between at Tyler Jones Live, talking about your Baltimore Ravens and the rest of the NFL all the time on those social media platforms. And I will see you next time right here on the Ravens Rundown. Have a great day.